Day 2 of the Madrid Championship had 300 points on the line for both the elite men and women, and boy did they take advantage of it. In true moving day fashion, the leaderboards started to shake up right from the get-go. Elite individuals started the day with 7 rope climbs, a 500 or 400 meter true form run, and just under 40 feet of overhead walking lunges at about 185 pounds for the men and about 135 pounds for the ladies. There wasn't a ton of separation in either fields during the rope climbs or the run. The workout ultimately came down to the lunges. There seemed to be some miscommunication with a few judges and their athletes in Heat 2 of the elite women's division. The only North American women competitor, Kyra Milligan, had crossed the red line and ran to the finish. However, her judge thought she had to cross an additional line. Milligan appealed the result, which was later approved. This is one of a handful of appeals from the first 2 days of competition that we're aware of. Looking at the big picture, top athletes in both the men's and women's divisions like Lazar and Luka Dukic, Adrian Moonweiler, Lena Richter, Emma McQuaid all struggled with the overhead walking lunges in true form, true fitness. But looking left and looking right on the true form, 2-time CrossFit Games athlete Atocha was in the lead. She did get a no rep on her first overhead walking lunge, but after that, it was smooth sailing. She managed to stay ahead of everyone by 20 seconds or more. Tall's event win bumped her up from 4th to 1st place overall. On the men's side, a little bit of a throwback as David Sharonke makes a return to the competition floor. The last time we saw him was in stage 1 of the 2020 virtual CrossFit Games as he's been recovering from knee surgery. The final heat of the men was a tight race, but Sharonke's knee injury actually helped him prepare for those final overhead walking lunges.
Because of some injuries that I've had in the past, I've had to work a lot on overhead stability and hip stability. So for me, overhead lunges are somewhat of a strength. So where I heard that a lot of athletes it was more consideration for the lunge and working out, whereas for me it was more a case of really pushing the run because I know I can handle the lunge.
The second event of the day, Atocha. The athletes got upside down for deficit handstand push-ups into sandbag cleans at 150 pounds for the men and 100 pounds for the ladies, followed by a carry. Emma Tull started the day asserting herself on the competition floor, and that vibe carried on. Watching her touch and go the sandbag cleans, you would have thought it weighed 20 pounds. Right from the start, she took the lead, and the margin between her and the rest of the field only got deeper. Although we didn't see her compete at the CrossFit Games this past season due to illness, I expect Madrid is just the start of her journey back to Madison.
I missed out semi-finals this year because I caught a really bad illness, and I was pretty devastated. Because I know that semi-final would have been really good for me too, and that got the season short. But I decided to just continue train and then sign up for competition during the off-season and just try to smash them. And that's what I've been doing. I was really nervous before, but after the first round, so the handstand push-ups and the sandbag clean, I kind of knew that, yeah, like, I paced this well so far. Like, I can win this.
Hey everyone, we are taking a quick break to come inside Vendor Village where you will find the tier booth. We've been walking all around the venue, up and down bleachers, all while wearing the CTX1 trainers. They are perfect for everything. Do your feet overheat the way mine do? Well, luckily the material on these ones are breathable, also great for stability. If you want to get your hands on a pair, make sure you click our link in the description and keep tuning in to our daily recap shows powered by Tier. That reminds me, the event just ended. We gotta go interview more athletes. Although the women's field had some familiar faces rise to the top, Atocha surfaced a new male athlete. 23-year-old Spanish native Martin Suervo was ready for his debut in front of friends and family, and this event is where he put on his best show yet. Suervo's best CrossFit placing was 91st in Europe in the 2021 quarterfinals, but today he was up against a handful of CrossFit Games athletes.
The stadium is obviously amazing with a lot of people from my country, so that is really good for me. That's a good feeling. An honor to compete against one of the best in the world and some CrossFit Games athletes, so for me it's a privilege.
And to close out the second day of competition, how about some high-skill gymnastics? The rings and the ramp required athletes to complete 3 rounds of descending ring muscle-ups and wall balls with a handstand walk ramp down and back. Most of the elite women looked like they were seriously pacing this workout to ensure they didn't over-fatigue for the handstand walk ramp. But by the final round, there was a 6-way race between Emma McQuaid, Mannion Agonies, Valentina Rangel, Lena Richter, Rebecca Vitesson, and Annika Greer. But ultimately, it was 4-time CrossFit Games athlete Emma McQuaid who not only won, but was the only female athlete to complete the event. And she did so in a buzzer-beater fashion.
It was absolutely awesome. Like, I didn't finish it in training. I think I PR'd by like over 2 minutes. So that was pretty cool. It was really fun. Like, I seen them all take off on the second ramp, and I was like, I'm just gonna hang tight here, 5 more seconds. They both failed, and I was like, see ya. So it was good. It was just like knowing your own race, knowing your own plan, and staying in it.
As for the men's field, they had a couple of battles too. The beginning of the workout, Lazar Jukic was fighting off Adrian Moonweiler. But when Moonweiler got to the handstand ramp, he fell behind. That's when David Shiroki pulled ahead, but Lazar was able to maintain his lead, racking in his second event win. And here are the final standings after day 2. Looking at the women's leaderboard, Emma Tall and Emma McQuaid were able to move up the leaderboard into the first 2 standings. Mannion Agonies also moved up 2 spots, now sitting in 3rd. But both Valentina Rangel and Lena Richter shifted down to 4th and 5th to round out the top 5. And on the men's side, Lazar Jukic not only held the overall lead, but also increased his margin. David Shironki inched up into 2nd, Alex Katulis moved up 1 spot, Martin Suervo moved into the top 10, sitting in 4th, while Callum Clements inched 1 spot up, moving into the top 5. The final day of the Madrid Championship takes place tomorrow with just 2 events remaining for the elite men and women. Make sure to tune in to our recap show brought to you by Tier. We will have all of the exclusive athlete action. We'll see you there.